Maverick 100.9. It's Corliss, and I am joined by my friend first, Aggie Land artist. Second, Jack Nelson is here. Hi, buddy.
Howdy, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. And you and I are ridiculous. We've already had like the whole catch up before we even started the interview, but it has been a little bit since I've talked to you both personally and radio wise. Like, we
Right.
there you've been to work.
I have had my nose to the grindstone, as Tyler Childers would say, and just been grinding out all kinds of new stuff. We got a whole bunch of music coming out right now. I don't know if y'all have been following along. We've consecutively been dropping a new single about every 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we just released our new single "Ride On" a couple of weeks ago. That's now tearing up the numbers. We released Glory Days at the beginning of December,
Mm-hmm.
and 6 weeks later we released Ride On. And with Ride On, in the first day, we had more streams and follows and all that stuff than Glory Days had in a week. And Glory Days already is sitting in the bunch of numbers higher than I was expecting, this soon. And so if the trends continue, it's everything is really flowing in the right direction for us right now. So it's fantastic. And then
Well,
we've got a new one coming out in a few weeks as well on February 24th that'll really tie it all together and tell the complete story. It's a biopic. It's kind of like a what do they call those concept albums, like Redheaded Stranger was for William
yeah.
Day, and Sergil Simpson released the Dude and Juanita's kind of a storytelling thing, and mine takes that same approach with more of a contemporary country sound and just really blows it up and tells the story, and it's riding on just well.
That is awesome. And I'm so happy for you. So let's rewind a bit. Go back to Ride On, because that's what we're going to start airing for you guys here on Maverick. What do you think makes this one so special, or where did it come from in the first place?
So Ride On, originally I was meeting with a couple other songwriter buddies of mine out in Conroe, and her name was Michael Player and Jared Starrett, and they had this partially written song that they had cast aside or whatever, and Michael pulled it out and he was like, "Hey, you like rodeo songs and stuff like this? We have this one in mind." And so I was looking it over, and I was like, "Well, let's take this line out, let's change this," and then I was like, "You mind if I add a bridge, just something to really make it different?" And they were like, "No, just do whatever you want to do with it." And so when I got done with it, I said, "Do you mind if I record this?" And they're like, "Oh, go for it." Like, yeah, we're not going to do anything with it. So I did. And as we went into the studio, we cut it in Drasco, Arkansas. And the musicians put I guess, kind of a lower sway in the back end of the song that I wasn't playing on the rough tracks. They just kind of added it in there, and they're like, do whatever you want with it. So I chewed on that for a little bit, and I sat down because I had turned this rodeo song into a truck driving song instead. And I got to listening to old C.W. McCall tracks. And, if you're not familiar with C.W. McCall, with people out there listening, I know you are, Corliss.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that is the truck driving king of truck driving songs. So he wrote Convoy, for crying out loud, and
Yeah.
performed that just that super low dark of the moon on the 6th of June. Earth all in logs. I could do the whole song. I love Convoy. But I just remember being a little kid, like Convoy. And anyway, so I digress. I was thinking of those, that kind of mindset when it came to the song. And as I was listening to that downplay that those artists, they are artists, but the studio musicians were doing at the time, was kind of listening back, and that bridge just hit me perfect. And I was like, all right, we're going to hook up our CB radio and plug it into the board. And I'm just going to do these, cut that line just like C.W. McCall would do. And it changed the whole dynamic of the entire song. My producer swiped it up and he's like, I got this guy that can put some backbeats right there that's going to really modernize that old sound. And it's still, still gives it that contemporary country feel to it. And it's one for the truck drivers for sure. Like that was my whole goal with it. And, now listening to it, it comes in with that real low end, hook up the trailer and you say your goodbyes, point your rig towards those western skies. Originally, what I was going to be much more aggressive with it, but after listening to all that CW stuff, I was like, let's come in smooth and just ride on, through the
Right
song.
on. I
So
love
it's
that. Well,
yeah, it's a battle cry for any hard times, because there's a
yeah.
lot of hard times on the road.
Don't
So,
we know it? And well, I guess that really does explain it then. You're looking at the attention that you're seeing in numbers and streams and stuff like that, but it's funny how even the simplest listener, people that listen to country music even just in passing, it's like we subconsciously know when a ton of work went into something.
oh, definitely. I went in to cut the rough tracks for Ride On 7 years ago,
Wow.
almost to the day. Yeah, it was in March of 2016, and
How's it
we
feel
wrote
to
a
be
paper.
releasing it now?
Oh, it's fantastic! What a load off, and then to be able to have so much stuff to be able to follow behind it at the same time. It's all on God's timing. Honestly, we're real spiritual over here, so it's definitely the strife and the everything that's gone in behind the creative process in order to make it all what it is, between road setbacks all the way down to personal setbacks for health of family members and passing of family members throughout the process. And it's not always easy to just go in and cut and record a song and put it out to the world. We definitely felt the struggle on this. We've earned these,
Yeah.
is the way I look at it. It's like I've earned the right to put this music out. So I just hope that people listen and enjoy it, because I dig the hell out of it. Like,
Yeah. Well,
better.
let's let them have it, man. This is the latest from Aggie Land artist Jack Nelson and Ride on Maverick 100.9. Due to copyright, Brian Broadcasting is not licensed to air this single for you in podcast form, but you can now find it anywhere that you stream and download music. And today's interview continues now. Maverick 100.9, that was Aggie Land artist Jack Nelson and Ride On, his newest single for us. And that's not the only thing new from Jack Nelson. We are going to be talking new music here, but first, show announcement. You are back at Stampede College Station February 4th. That is this Saturday. How excited are you?
I am more than excited than I can possibly express, because I've been planning this show, I think, since October. And the ideas that I've had for this show, I've lost a lot of money in the process due to some people not being able to do what they were going to do. But in that crash, I found a whole new creative outlet in order to make this show truly unique, because of some of the other things in the process that I put in place, and I didn't want to be that guy and have to cancel certain production aspects. So I was like, well, come on with it. And if they're going to come on with it, my creative brain really clicked and was like, well, we can do this instead, and we can do this, and we can make it work like that. And so I'm going to be showcasing not only the upcoming single we have coming out February 24th, but I'm also going to be incorporating all of the new songs that will be on the album that I just recorded here in College Station. So with my good buddy Jody Bartula, and we just have a stellar lineup of musicians. If you have any idea of who he's associated with, you know that I'm going to have it's going to be some all-star music, and the mixing and everything on it is just phenomenal. And I can't wait to share that actual product with you. And on top of that, 8 out of the 10 songs on this album I wrote right here in College Station. So, and now I've recorded and produced them all right here in College Station. So if that doesn't make me an Aggieland artist, I don't know what does.
Well, and even Jody himself, like just as Jody or Jody Bartula and the
Oh,
Barflies, like he spends a lot of time here with me on Maverick. And the more we talk to him, the more we learn all of his different talents other than Cody Johnson's band. And I love to see him reaching out to other artists that I love. And just I wish people, I guess that's always my goal here. That's my goal with the Aggie Land artist itself, is to let people know what a music city we live in, and just
right.
this hidden talent that is larger than life.
The best of the best are right here in town.
They're
And if
your
we could,
neighbors.
right, if we could get more venues in town like Stampede to really help showcase all us local artists here, I mean, they're so good. And I mean, you've got Jacob Stelly's here in town. You got
Yes.
Parker Ryan's here in town, and it's not very often we get to see those guys just right here in our hometown.
Yeah,
You
not
know,
when they're playing, sold out shows with Parker McCollum. And
right? Yeah.
and then
Well,
you run into him at HEB.
right. Yeah. But they're all right here. And I encourage all the venues that are listening to, reach out to us artists, because the less we have to drive, the better our performance is going to be. I promise, in order to get there. We don't have that jet lag, road lag thing going on. So, yeah. And even, just organizing all these guys and getting them together, and, some great songs can be written right here. In fact, on the new album, I have a song that was written at a songwriter retreat. If you're familiar with the Trinity Oaks Veteran Organization.
Of course I am. Shout out to my friend Hawk.
Yeah, all about Hawk. So Hawk is actually the one that helped put this songwriter retreat. We went out to their beautiful ranch out there, and we broke off into songwriting groups with a few different other folks. And if you know Wes Barlow, another local fiddle player here in town,
Of
fantastic
course.
cat, and Rio Tripiano, musician extraordinaire. So if you could imagine, if you know those cats,
Yes.
me, Wes Barlow, and Rio Tripiano writing a song together, there's one on this album that I'll save the name on it for you, build up some of the suspense. But
Right.
it's
I
a
feel
killer
like you're
tune.
only teasing me here. I feel like this
Oh
is not
no,
like you are just speaking directly to me.
it's huge. It's just it's gonna be something else. And we laugh every time we hear it, because we are the goofballs that we are, and just it's driving great rock song, because Rio's playing on it. Of
Yeah.
course, it's gonna be a banger. So it's coming. Like,
Well,
and we're looking at sometime in May to release that album. So
hey,
stay
I have
tuned
a
on all the socials.
birthday in May. So, like,
Me too.
if it's like a big, oh, that's right. We celebrated our birthdays together last year.
Yeah, that's right.
We're like
The,
two days apart, I think, or one day.
yeah, pretty
I'm the
close.
22nd.
And I'm the 27th.
Okay.
So
So
yeah,
we're about
about a week
a
apart.
week apart. So welcome to my birthday party. But I am very excited. Well, I'm excited for a lot. I'm excited for your new music coming. So if everybody could follow Jack Nelson, please do that, because this is going to be coming out more consistently than I will be able to catch up with him. So please follow, and get all this new music. But more importantly, we all want to see you at the show at Stampede College Station. You can find Stampede at the Post Oak Mall. That show, Jack Nelson and his brand new band, on February 4th. That is this Saturday. And you can get tickets at stationstampede.com. I'm going to be there. Please do not ever try to up me as biggest fan, because you will not win. That's always an exclaimer. I'm the biggest fan, but you can come and fangirl as well.
That's right.
And
The front.
and of course, be listening for the brand new single from Jack Nelson, airing right here on Maverick. It's called Ride On. But if you want to download and stream it now, you can do that as well. And Jack, as always, I love you, my friend. Thank you for bringing all the good stuff to Maverick.
I love you. Thank you so much for having me on.